Welcome to Awaken Health Pod. I'm Jennifer Grogan, Integrative Health Coach with Greenleaf Wellness in Peoria, Illinois, and I'm with Shauna Scordell, Integrative Health Coach with Inspire Wellness for You in Arizona. How are you on this fine day, Shauna?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I haven't talked to you in a while, so I'm excited to get on our wellness podcast and pass out some more free wellness tips and some special ideas we have for today. Today we're going to discuss fathers. This is all about dads. We've got
Yay.
Father's Day coming up this weekend, and we're going to share some just thoughtful gifts and ideas. Many of these maybe your dad may already have, but we just want to talk and get on the line and share with you and kind of devote today's podcast to dads.
Yeah, so since we're all about integrative health coaching and health is the key word there are some ways to keep your the dads in the world, healthy. You want to help keep them relaxed. We know that stress leads to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, heart disease. So just encourage him to be relaxed. You can set the day for him, if he doesn't want to do anything, put a hammock outside, let him sit outside, get him a new recliner, and, get the cooler full of his favorite beverages and let him have the controller to watch sports.
Right.
Seems to be like the number one thing dads like to do, I think. So it's important to keep him healthy. So watch his food if you're going to cook for him. You want the heart healthy foods like your omega-3s. You can do some salmon and stuff like that. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many different personality types out there and different family types out there. Of course, you want to dedicate the day to dad. I know us moms just had Mother's Day. This just made me actually think of something. I like Kirk Cameron's movies. He did a Christmas film, and then recently he did one called Connected, and it's a documentary. And it was really neat because he said on there how for Mother's Day, his wife, what she wanted to do for Mother's Day was she wanted to go out and she wanted to buy all of her kids something thoughtful. And that's just, I'm only bringing that up because there's no rules for Father's Day. And it's really about showing your dad you know him most, letting him lead the day, letting him call the shots, and or the man of the house. And even if he just wants to go out and he wants to take the kids out and go shopping or whatever it may be, it still is something, if he tells you that's what he wants to do or if that's where the day seems to be leading to, then just go with it and have fun. And there's just so many different ways to celebrate and to honor them. And I just thought that was kind of something neat.
I like that idea.
Yeah, and that being said, even watching a health documentary, if it is something that they're into, go ahead and put one on, and you can just Google or YouTube or pull up Amazon or Netflix health documentaries if that was something that they would be interested in.
Yeah, if they like to be active, then there's lots of things that you can do. You can go for walks, play tennis, swim, basketball, just keep them moving. I know golf is really big for dads. I know my husband loves golf. So you could probably get like a gift certificate to a golf course, go miniature golfing or something like that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
There's paddle boating if you don't have a boat to go out on the river or lake. That's always fun. It's tiring as we get older, but the kids seem to like it too.
Yeah.
We have one of those, like a big area around us that has like this little paddle boat, and so we took our kids a couple years ago. And we got out in the middle, and we were so tired. The kids kept wanting to go. We were like, we need a break.
That's awesome.
It's not like a huge area, but like the older we get, it's like harder to pedal, when you're sitting with the little one that doesn't have legs to reach,
Oh my gosh.
You're like, I think I can. But no, that's always something fun to do. You go to the movies. There's like comedy, action. There's a lot of good movies coming out, so.
Well, yeah, and just kind of like what you were mentioning about being active and taking a hike or going to a national forest, you could picnic, you could barbecue. You could even go out to eat if there's like a lodge restaurant in the forest. But also you could play a family sport together, like you mentioned, play tennis or football, volleyball. Just maybe they like watching sports, but playing one together and creating that setting would be really neat as well.
Go karts and dune buggy rides.
Oh yeah, that's a blast.
That's always fun. Like I said, you can get a hammock, put on the deck, put him in the shade, give him a book to read, give him his iPod for some music, let's let him chill. It's like all about catering to them. The bigger the controller, I think they like that too.
Well, and
the bigger the TV, so you got to get a big old controller and a huge old TV for them. Yeah.
That was so funny. In terms of what you were saying about the iPod, there's just some cool gadgets out there. There's wireless headphones. Those are always neat. Like, yeah, maybe they have their own headphones, or maybe their headphones are old or falling apart. The wireless ones are really cool, especially if they are really active and they like to work out or walk or jog or whatever it may be. The wireless ones are neat, and a lot of them will sync. Here's another idea: is if they don't already have activity watch, so they've got the tracking watches or the ones that can sync with your phone. There's just so many different types. If they do have one already, maybe they've worn the same band for a long time, and maybe you want to replace the band. That being said, there's always watches and men's bracelets. But what I really like too is the watch cases. I don't know if you've seen those, Jen, but they're really beautiful, and you can get them with 6 slots, 8 slots, 10 slots, and then they've got this nice glass case so they can see all their watches. It's just a really neat way for them to keep organized and enjoy their nice things as well as women would want to do.
There's also, I thought this was really cool, because we're always on our cell phones, and we always place our phones in areas, that we think are clean but may not be clean. But they have a sanitation box for your cell phone.
Oh,
so
wow.
I don't know if you've seen those, but you put it in a little box overnight, and it's got this certain light that goes on it, and it just kind of kills all the germs. And it has room in there for a watch too, like a Apple Watch. But I thought that was really cool, because we're always taking the cases apart and we're cleaning it. And I thought, well, if this is something you can put in every night, and then when the morning comes, it's clean.
That's so cool. Does it allow you to? Really cool. Does it allow you to charge the device while it's in the sanitized box?
I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% on that. But I know you can get it on Amazon.
Cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I know Dads like to grill. We're just so excited today. I know Dads like to grill, so you can get like new seasonings. You could get utensils for the grill. Yeah. Buy a brand new grill if you wanted to. Because they go nuts over those.
Or a smoker. Summer. The smokers are really cool too.
Yeah, we do more grilling than smoking.
Yeah.
So I had gotten my husband one year a new grill. It's got the infrared burners and stuff, so it was really cool. So he likes to grill out every time he can. So.
And then buy a bunch of organic veggies that day. That way Dad can cook zucchini and eggplant and red onions and bell peppers on the grill for the family dinner as well, if he likes them.
I'm glad you said that, because it's all about healthy foods.
I have to go back to what you were saying about the what is it called? Sanitize box?
It's like a cell phone sanitation box.
That's so cool. But for teenage kids, if you're listening, or if you're a mom of one, you might want to share this with them. So also on that Kirk Cameron Connect documentary that I watched, it was so cool. I haven't heard of this before, but it's called Disney Circle. And it's a white box. It's sort of like the concept of maybe an Alexa or an Echo. But what this does is you can set and control the family's devices, the family's Wi-Fi, the family's Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is. You can put a bedtime, you can put rewards, and it's really neat because it will control all the devices in the house that are connected to the Wi-Fi. So if Dad is getting a little annoyed that all the kids are on the phone so much, or especially for Father's Day, this is a device that you guys can use as a family to be more connected with each other instead of with the devices, and have some control over it where you guys work together as a team and everybody's aware. Am I explaining this right? Is this making sense? So you put the box there and you set the settings, and then everybody's just kind of on the same page rather than, hey, you get off the phone, Junior, and hey, Marcy, get off the phone, and that kind of thing all day long.
So it just automatically turns off.
It does different things. It can turn off if you've abused it. Then it shuts like the phone off. It makes the phone go to sleep. If you've been really good and haven't used a lot of your time, you can get an extra hour the next day. It lets you see who's on, what they're on, so that way you can be updated with what your kids are doing all day. And it's really a safety issue, because I don't want to get too far off track, but a lot of kids have all these friends that maybe they've never met on all of these social media accounts, and their kids just think that their children are happy and socializing, but really they're not. And maybe they're not actually socializing generally at home, and so the parents might think, oh, they have all these friends, but then maybe they don't. And it's a great documentary. You'd have to watch it, but I know that if you watch the documentary, you get a discount. You get $15 off this Disney Circle. You can also find it on Amazon, and there's videos and explanations of it. But I just think that's really neat. Some dads might actually really appreciate that.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Also, if you're a teenager, a boy, probably more than girls, something fun you could do is airsoft guns. I know around here there's an area you can go do airsoft, and it's like out in the woods, and they have like this obstacle course, and you can hide in trees and behind things, and just to go out there and be a kid again. I think that would be fun for them.
That is awesome. That reminds me, here we're in Lake Havasu, Arizona, and we have Flagstaff just a few hours away. It's a beautiful drive, and they've got an amazing obstacle course there too. And there's, like a younger child level, and then there's like a family and an older kid level. And it takes hours to do, and you just go through and you're zip lining and you're rope climbing and going over stairs and bridges and all kinds of stuff, and it's in the trees. And I know we want to do that. That just sounds like an absolute blast.
That does sound like fun. Another idea that we got our in-laws' car detailed because we took it on vacation, and I thought, no, wouldn't that be an awesome gift certificate to get your car detailed for your dad?
That's a great idea.
Get the leather smell, you can get the cherry smell, everything looks nice and shiny, they get the day off, get a clean car.
Absolutely. Absolutely, especially if they do have, young children in their vehicle. You never know if you're finding like melted M&Ms or who knows what in there.
Exactly. My kids are terrible. They don't want to throw anything away, and so I open the van doors and cups fall out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what the heck?
Well, I'm right there with you. That's the joy of having a minivan as a mom.
I guess I'm ready to downsize. Maybe that won't happen. No, it's not that bad, but it's just a matter of reminding them, throw that away when you get out.
Yeah.
And they don't, and it's like, well, there it is. It just fell on the ground. So.
I can't tell you how many times I've opened up the van and stuff falls out, and I just look at the person parking next to me. I'm like, it's a minivan. Like, what do you expect? It's a minivan. Oh my!
Go with it.
I just lost my earbud. I hope your guys' sound is okay. Sorry about that.
Another thing too, if you hear your dad talking about he wants to start working out, you can also encourage and motivate by a gym membership and get a personal trainer for him to get started with. I think that would be a great motivator because they only have a buddy system starting out. So
yeah, absolutely. And there's tons of different ways that you can go with that too. You can buy exercise equipment or free weights, and he can have a home set. You could, like Jen said, buy the gym membership. There's also different apps nowadays and different home workout websites. So there's tons of different ways to go with that. And get them a really nice gym bag too. A roomy one, especially if they're going to be going to work from the gym. So there seems to be some really nice gym bags out there. And if he does have one already, maybe he's had it for too long and get him a new one. Treat dads.
We want to keep dad healthy, so just remind him to keep his visits to the doctor. It's important to stay in check with the health of your body. So keep reminding him, have you done any checkups? Just make sure he stays healthy. Encourage quiet time throughout his work week, to schedule a meditation for breathing and relaxation. I think that's important. And just show him lots of TLC with lots of hugs for the oxytocin. So,
Yeah, I love that you mentioned. I'm big on recommending blood work, at least once a year, just to have in your own file, just to keep for your own records. And for men, a lot of people still don't realize that testosterone is the men's number one driving hormone. This plays a role in their mood, in their focus, in their muscle mass, building muscle, strength, cholesterol, insulin levels. Insulin is also a hormone. Vitamin D production, that's also considered a hormone. So all of these are very important, and we want them to feel their best, and they definitely deserve to feel their best. So encouraging blood work for positive reasons, just to see where levels are at. It's preventative, it's important, and a lot of times we stress, oh, is our health as good as we want it to be? And by getting a check like that and getting great news is, really lovely, and takes the pressure off, and helps increase mood, just knowing that, things are good, or maybe you could work on something. Also, vitamin supplementation. I love either skincare products for men or vitamins for men. Vitamin D, magnesium, omegas, zinc. These are very, very important for men, and especially, and you want to get a very good quality, so that way they're having the absolute best for their cellular pathways and the functioning of their body.
and ladies, you want to honor your husbands as the dad. So you can always do couples massage therapy, which is great. You guys can relax together and have some quiet time, go for a walk.
I love that. And ladies. So cute,
Well,
so funny.
it benefits us too, But no, it's just the communication. You can do the quiet dinner with the candles and just no kids. And just, quiet time, eye contact.
Yeah.
Couples massages are always fun. So
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to mention the massage. I'm glad you did. And, guys, a lot of times it's like they're working so hard to provide for their families and work, and, they've got a lot of stress at work maybe. And so maybe they're not the guy to pick and choose and decide and make decisions. Like, my husband loves it when he doesn't have to make those types of decisions on a family outing, and he can just go out and enjoy himself. And we're going on vacation for Father's Day. My husband's birthday happens to land on Father's Day this year. Happens every few years, and
cool.
The kids just got out of school, so it's kind of like our summer vacation. But we're taking him to a place that the kids and I have been, and he hasn't yet, and it's beautiful and serene and super peaceful. And he's been working on the boat because he wants to bring it and go to a new lake where he hasn't been before. So we're excited and just keeping it peaceful. And you know what we're really going to do on Sunday is we're going to do those old time photos.
That's cool.
My husband's actually always wanted to do those. So where our destination is for vacation, that's where we're going to go, and we're going to do the old time photos on Sunday.
Send me pictures.
Yeah,
Gotta see those. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that'll be his, birthday gift and Father's Day gift. So consider that. If you can, maybe travel a little bit, go to a new place. A lot of, people have these magnificent places just so close, an hour or two from them. We have to drive a little bit farther from that, but here we have Las Vegas, and they've got the Blue Man Group and so many amazing shows and comedies, and that'd just be a blast as a family.
Go to a Cardinals game, Cubs game, whatever your favorite team is, or your husband's favorite team.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or dad, just take them for the day and have fun at the ballpark. Men love sports.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they also have knife making kits or a new sharpener. I know my husband a lot of times he'll put a new edge on our knife sets or his hunting knives or our pocket knives, and that's great. It's something relaxed that they can do. They can do it in the living room. They can watch TV. They can teach the kids. It's peaceful, you know. So that's something kind of interesting too.
Let them sleep in.
Yeah.
You let them get caught up on their Z's. You know, I don't know. That's what I wanted for Mother's Day. Just let me sleep in. So
It's so funny. I heard so many moms. They kept saying that right around Mother's time that that's what they were hoping for.
you know, just leave me alone. I want quiet. But I did get breakfast in bed. My husband did get up on Mother's Day and make me breakfast. So I
Oh,
may have to do that for him.
that's sweet. Heck yeah. You know
So
what's a cool thing that I've seen for older dads or even grandparents? It's you can combine old school gadgets, old school snacks, and old school toys from their time and get this like whole creative box of just different vintage type things that they grew up with or that they liked a lot growing up. And it's just so neat because, you know, I'm sure they've got stories to share about them, or I know it's going to put a smile on their face and make them laugh. And there's just so many ways to be creative and thoughtful.
that's like I think Cracker Barrel has like the old time candy, the sodas. Not that I'm big on those, but
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody, and he's like, I used to drink Mountain Dew and eat Twinkies after school when I was a kid, you know, and so I went and got the old Mountain Dew and I got a box of Twinkies for him, and he was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
That is
but,
awesome.
but if you're wanting to go back with the candies and stuff like that, I mean, Cracker Barrel is a good place. We have a local
Heck
place
yeah.
here. They've got like the ice cream, the caramel corns. You can get the old time candies and the root beer, and it's like in the old jars, the old
Uh-huh.
can and stuff like that. So it's really cool.
It is so cool. It's a lot of fun. And especially, you know, our children, their generation, you know, they don't see that stuff often. They don't come by it, you know, too often, and it'll be neat for them to see and hear and see how many years ago that was.
They may not want to go back that far, but you know,
Yeah, you're right.
as a little reminder. Oh, okay. Well, can't go back and change everything, or oh my gosh, it's been that long, and sometimes they get depressed. So let's
Aw,
let's don't talk about it anymore. Just enjoy your treat or whatever it is.
exactly. Get out of the house, go for a walk, go out to eat for lunch, you know. Well,
So,
for the meat eaters, something that's kind of neat and very healthy is there may be a lot of men who would appreciate this, but there's a lot of local farmers. Even if you have to make a drive, it's still considered local if it's a day trip. And you could buy a portion of a grass fed cow. And so, you know, you could say, here's your gift certificate. I bought you a quarter of a grass fed cow. It's going to sound super ludicrous, but they'll be like, oh, yeah, all right, you know, and then they'll go pick up their meat and it's all packaged and labeled. And then they've got tons of barbecue for the future rather than just a one day thing. And it's a really neat experience to be able to go to the farm, see what they're eating, how they're raised, their temperament. You know, they're just beautiful. And so that might be an idea too.
well, I think we've got a lot of ideas here.
Yes.
I hope everyone can relate to what we're sharing and able to find things that you're looking for. Um, if you feel the men in your life could benefit from health coaching, let us know. We can do that too.
Absolutely. And we do group coaching as well. So if you wanted to do it with your husband and do some couples coaching, it's amazing because there's a ripple effect. You know, you're being driven to having the healthy lifestyle that you want, and you're sharing that with your family, you're sharing that with your children, you're sharing that with your grandchildren, and it's just, you know, for generations to come of health and quality of life, reducing disease, and just being mindful and aware of what is specific to you and your body.
Yeah.
We hope everybody has a happy Father's Day. We thank you for tuning in to Awaken Health Pod. We hope you subscribe. You can find us on Facebook at Awaken Health Pod. And if you have any questions or emails, feel free to post, and we'd love to hear your feedback.
Happy Father's Day.